Hey viewers, welcome back to RHO Market Chat. Robin, let's head back to our drawing board. At the last Market Chat, 16th of March 2020, you're very bearish about the S&P 500. You talked about your target level hitting 2330, and what has happened since? Indeed, it has hit your 230 levels, and then it has aggressively rebounded 20%, the best performance by S&P in a decade last week. Market seems to be bottoming out. So what are your thoughts, Robin?
Hey, hi Juran, my views clearly have not changed. If you have been following this series of Market Chat, I have been calling a market top on the third week of February. And at the last Market Chat, right, this was my trade plan, and I was expecting the S&P to break below its long-term uptrend line, and clearly if it breaks the long-term uptrend line, it would hit 2330. That was my projection, and after hitting 2330, it rebounded to above 2600. So going forward, has the market bottomed? I really don't think so, and I'll explain to you why I'm holding this view. So before I go to telling you why I don't think the market has bottomed, let's look at S&P chart. All right, so S&P hit the bottom close to about 2,200, rebounded 20%, and I expect S&P to after hitting the resistance to retest the recent low again. And if it breaks the recent low, this is where we are going. We're going to 2026. All right, so that is the next support. So last week I also talked about STI, and I said that STI is also clearly bearish and it is on the downtrend. And after breaking the support at 2,800, it should be going towards the next target at 2230. And I said that until STI hit 2230, we will not see a rebound, and clearly that's what happened. All right, STI broke the support level and hit the 2230 mark before rebounding to 2529, which was the resistance level that I predicted. So going forward, viewers, for those of you who are invested in STI or Singapore stocks, this is what I think is going to happen. So now that we have a rebound to 2029, which was what happened last week, today we had a correction. Okay, and I expect the STI to retest the low again, retest the 2230 level, and also the 2200 mark. And if it breaks that, all right, we could see STI heading towards our next support level at 1961. So remember this level, 1961. All right, I remember just many weeks ago when I said the STI will fall to 2230 when it was right at 3,000. Nobody believes me, but now I'm saying if it will retest the low again at 2002, and when it breaks 2002, this is where we're going at 1961, and that could be another support level where STI will stage a rebound. All right, so question is, has the market bottomed? So the answer is clearly no, and let me just cite a few reasons why I say that. First of all, if you look at the VIX index, the volatility of the VIX index is still staying at very high level. In fact, just last Friday, it was still above the 65 level. All right, and that is clearly at a very heightened level, showing that the market still has a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear in it, and that clearly shows that the market may not have bottomed. And also we had our last Thursday, we had our first daily unemployment claim data, and you could see here that the unemployment claim, the last time that it went up was 281,000, and last week we saw the unemployment claim shooting up to 3 million, and this is only a start of many of very, very high unemployment claims to come. So the unemployment situation is still very bad, and I believe we're still at a very early stage and perhaps only at the tip of the iceberg. All right, so the other index which will clearly show that the market has not topped out is the dollar index, and you could see that the dollar, after going up, all right, is clearly weakening against major currency around the world, and one of the reasons, if you have been reading the news, clearly is that the virus situation has switched to United States, which is now the epicenter of the coronavirus. So the last reading, there is about 140,000 cases, with about 2,000 deaths in the United States, and the United States clearly has surpassed the rest of the world, right, in the number of cases reported now. So that clearly is having an effect on the stock market and the dollar. So let's take a look at the Dow Jones chart, and that's really a very important chart. This is very important chart to look at because the world's market clearly follows Dow Jones, which is the market leader. So here you can see that Dow Jones is on a macro uptrend, and this is where Dow has broken below the market, the macro uptrend, the long-term macro uptrend. All right, and like S&P, it did a 20% rebound, and I expect the Dow Jones to eventually test the recent low again, and if it breaks the recent low, we could be seeing 18,000, which is the next target. All right, so I want to point to you or highlight to you what happened on Friday. All right. So Friday, Dow Jones had a correction. So it started off early in the trade, going down by 900 points. It did a rebound. All right. So after hitting a low of 900 points, it did a rebound, and it almost, all right, reclaimed all the losses. But towards the last half an hour, you saw that Dow Jones just lost all its gains again. So what really happened on Friday night was that Donald Trump announced the signing of the stimulus package at 3:45. The market clearly did not react very well to this signing, and with all the good news out last week, stimulus package signed, the Fed rolling out one of the biggest QE in history. So with this mega bazooka now behind us, this week the market could be bearish. I think so, because really nothing is holding the market now. The market now is at the mercy of the traders and the virus. All right, so this week I believe the market possible to test the last low, and after testing the last low, it could just be ranging, and perhaps the next week, all right, it could break new low. All right, so this is a rebasing chart or a relative strength chart of the different major indices around the world, and you could see that clearly, right, the Dow Jones is the worst performing index in terms of relative strength. And China was the epicenter of the coronavirus, but now we could see China, the Chinese stock market, relatively stable in comparison to the Dow, right? And the next comparatively stronger market is Hang Seng, STI, and Dow Jones. And look at what has changed, right, since 3 months ago, right? In the last 3 months, you could see that Dow Jones has clearly been a market leader, all right, staying ahead of the rest of the market. And today, look at Dow, all right? It is clearly underperforming the rest of the world or the major indices like Shanghai, Hang Seng, and STI. So I clearly, is more bearish on the Dow than the other index.
Robin, thank you once again for this insightful sharing of the markets. Hey viewers, that's all we have for you in this week's episode of RHO Market Chat. If you like this program, please share it and subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode.